Namaste. Today's episode features Global Perspectives. Global Perspectives is a program that invites exemplary leaders, successful individuals, youth icons, and experts from various fields and countries to explain their visionary ideas, share their international perspective, and to answer questions from inquisitive young people. The show bears witness to bold actions and modern creative problem solving on a global level and introduces the young generation to important global issues.
We are featuring Stephan Freit. He is a celebrated photographer and an artist from Denmark.
Would you like to tell us something about yourself?
I've been working as a photographer for many years. I'm 51 and I started working with photography when I was in my early 20s. I started working with fashion, photography, theater, and then I finally applied for the Film Academy in Prague in the Czech Republic and got accepted, so that's why I studied. Afterwards I moved to New York for a while and worked there as a photographer, and then I moved to Madrid in Spain, where I've been living for 7 years.
Okay, how would you define photography?
Well, I cannot define photography for any other people than myself, but for me it has been very important because it's a way of, it's kind of a therapy, but in general what is going on with photography is also interesting because it has, in the beginning it was a very exclusive and very expensive thing to do. So when your parents were young, it wasn't everybody who had a camera and who had the money to buy films, because at that time you had to put films in the camera, have them developed and then pay for the copies. I like what has happened today to photography and to film as well, with cell phones and the internet. That I mean, you can produce a music video if you want that, or you can take photos if you have a story to tell. I think that makes the variety of photography.
What part of your work do you enjoy the most?
I like getting the idea. I also like writing texts sometimes for articles, short text that goes with the story maybe. I like the traveling, of course, and I like meeting the people that are in front of my camera. I'm kind of sometimes a very social person. I like meeting other people who have lived a completely different life than I have, and I like to get to know them. So all the people that are in my images are people that I respect and somehow admire.
Can you share with us your experience in the field of photojournalism?
I've gone to some severely damaged or affected areas, war-affected areas. The former Yugoslavian Republic, I went there and did photos, and I have gone to Pakistan during or just after one of the major earthquakes, photographing ruins all over. A lot of kids died, and it's a strange feeling when you walk on rubble in this height and you know that you have like groups of school children, dead bodies underneath you. That has been a strong experience.
Can you share with us your experience in the field of photojournalism?
I've been coming to Nepal for the last 15 years, and I've been working here as a photographer and producing films and documentaries. And that has been a lot of pleasure. I feel like now when I come out here, I feel it's like kind of like my second home.
Do you believe in what some photographers call the perfect moment?
You have a limited amount of viewers. If you print your photo of that perfect moment in a magazine, you have a limited amount of viewers. Some of them will, the image will talk to some of them and affect them. Others it'll affect in a different way. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for, technically I'm of course looking to improve all the time.
Do you have any suggestions you want to give to the youths wanting to pursue a career in this field?
I mean, there are several levels of photography, so you have to decide with yourself if you look at yourself. I mean, do you really want a camera? When you get the camera, then do you use it? I mean, do you bring it with you? Do you think about stories you want to do or people you want to photograph? If you do that, then I think you should pursue it. Yes. Don't only think that it's about what camera you have. It really isn't. It's about what's inside you. It's about if you have ideas in your head, if you see the images before you shoot them, if you like to think about ideas, if you like to experiment with images, then I think it's a good thing to pursue.
Can you tell us something about leaders in photography?
Yes, I think it's important when you shoot a photo that you have an idea behind your photo. And that idea is not maybe always the first idea you get. Many of my photos have been published in Danish and European and also like Asian and American magazines and newspapers. Some of them have been they've become very popular. I also received some prizes and I've published books and so on.
We hope you found today's episode informative. You can watch this episode and many more on youtube.com/leadershipacademyktm. We will be back next week with a new episode. Namaste.